Hello everybody, my name is Offbeat Outlaw, and today is a very special video, as all of them are, because I always say that. But I have a guest. I have a guest with me. This is none other than my buddy, Ballad Boi. That's not his real name, that is a name that he chose.
Legally changed it too. I'm legally known as Ballad Boi now.
We've been friends since high school. He is on my Twitch stream on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/offbeatoutlaw. He's one of my players, and he has his own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Balladboi. And today we're gonna be reviewing power builds. Oh boy. What do you think of the power
I've seen
build
so
fans?
many. I've seen so many of these videos. The fact that there's always like, oh, there's only like one or two decent builds. It's always like, come on, guys.
It's always very disheartening, especially considering like,
Especially compared to the mountains of illegal builds.
juxtaposition of illegality to the amount that's actually usable is shocking. Maybe today will be better. Hopefully it will be better. Please, oh god, be better. Look at this formatting. This is so... I'm so sorry with how I formatted the Tree Ant Monk video. I needed to do another video with him to make a better format. Because, dear god, I had no idea what I was doing with that video. Sorry, Tree Ant Monk.
We're looking clean now.
We are, hopefully. We'll see how it
Tell us in
turns
the
out.
comments if we're looking clean.
We'll fix it.
Don't
in
lie.
post.
Lie, I'll know, and I'll find you.
Starting off today's video with Brimstone's Zealot Barb 4, Conquest Paladin 5, Echo Knight 11, Variant Human, Polearm Master. Stats, those are some legal-ass point-buy stats if I've ever seen them. ASI distribution, Great Weapon Master. Yeah, this looks pretty solid. I like their level split. I don't like Conquest 5, I'm not gonna lie. But it's probably for spell slots. You can go the illegal route of Brute for overall better damage, Champion for higher crit ratio, or Echo Knight for better survivability. So, you can't go Brute because that's illegal, so I don't know why you included that in your description. Next, we have Champion for higher crit ratio, or Echo Knight for better survivability. Echo Knight would also just do more damage.
Yeah, it gets more attacks. I don't know why people keep on saying that Champion is good. And like, I understand why people can think that, because, oh, more higher crit chance. But the only good feature that Champion gets is at level 18 when they get their healing factor.
Their survivor ability is amazing. I think it's one of the best fighter abilities in the game. But like, higher crit ratio, even with like critting 15% of the time, only works out to 1 extra crit every 2 turns if you're not using action search.
The average damage increase, it's not that much.
It's marginal. It's super marginal. It's I don't know why people think Champion's better. It's a very average subclass, especially if you're only dipping like if you're not doing that many levels. But and like 11 Champion's is like, you'd have a decent crit ratio, but it's not gonna increase your damage by all that much. I don't know.
You know what also increases your crit ratio? Attacking again, which is what Echo Knight would do.
Yeah, it would give you a whole nother chance to critical hit. The overall premise is to make multiple reckless attacks each turn, trying to crit using Divine Smites for extra damage. Champion will give a higher crit ratio, making the goal easier to achieve. Dropping an ASI for lucky will increase it further. Honestly, this isn't a terrible build. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's just kind of average.
Yeah.
You know? I don't...
Also, what's Shadow Master? Oh, Shadow Martyr. Shadow Martyr. They spelt it wrong. That's what it was.
What? We have
what?
Incorrect spelling on this show? -5.
Incorrect spelling. That would never happen on the power building show.
Alright, someone got so mad in the last power building video when we memed on someone for their spelling, and then we got like the name of an ability wrong, and they're like, how can you make fun of someone for misspelling something when you don't even know the names of the abilities? Very easily is the answer. What do you think the rating of this build is?
It's all right. I understand why they went Conquest Paladin 5, even though it is a little bit of a waste. Second level smite slots is pretty decent.
My only like disagreement with this build is like, it's just trying to be a high damage build, you know, but it doesn't really do that much damage.
Also, would Polearm Master trigger if they got within range of your Echo?
Yes.
Should,
I
right?
don't know. It just seems like a mediocre build overall. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be fun. Like, I would enjoy playing this build, but I don't think it's exceptional in any way.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm not amazed. I'm not wowed. I think this is a 5 out of 10.
I'm very much whelmed with this build.
Yeah, I'm very whelmed. Very whelmed. Whelmed out of 10. Next build! Anime Bretts, the Immortal Hydra. Class, Totem of Bear Barbarian 4. Oath of Ancients Paladin 7. Fighter 2, Hunter Ranger 7.
Actually, no, it says Tom of Bear.
Oh, it's a Tom of Bear.
Tom of the Bear Barbarians.
Meet Tom. We love Tom. Okay.
Okay, but in all seriousness, though.
Okay, let's first see, is it legal? This character is built to survive almost any combat encounter and negate damage immunity to disease, poisoned resistances to all damage except psychic, only creatures within 10 feet. If you have resistances to damage from spells, you grant all friendly creatures, including you within 10 feet, a +5 bonus to all saving throws. When a creature hits you with an attack, you gain +4 bonus to AC against all subjects made by that creature for the rest of that turn. So it's a weird defensive build.
This build is, I don't know, it's kind of tanky, I guess, but you're not really gonna be hitting anything. Not with 13 strength, not with 13 dex. You're not a hexblade, so you can't use your charisma to attack. You're kind of just you're pretty much forced to use reckless attack, which kind of negates the point of you being defensive. I don't even think your AC is that high. No, you can't wear plate mail because your strength is 13.
And also, they would have to, their unarmored defense from them being a barbarian. In order to rage, I believe you can't be wearing armor.
Your AC is going to be like, what, 12, 13?
13. AC of 13.
Level
health,
20? Anything, like, things already have a 2-hit of 17 or like.
also, you don't have a high constitution modifier, and constitution modifiers are where you get most of your health. Yeah, dice is one thing, but you get most of your health from your con mod when you level up.
Being a defensive build, I feel like they were focusing on the wrong things. They were focused a lot on damage mitigation, but they neglected the fact that the best way to mitigate damage is to not get hit, and they also sacrifice their ability to attack. So pretty much they're forced to reckless attack with this build, which makes them so that they're going to get hit more often, and they don't really have anything they can do about that. Multi-attack defense is good, but it only is good if the creature chooses to multi-attack you specifically. If the creature chooses to attack anybody else after that, then the +4 you get it doesn't mean anything.
And another thing is that resistance doesn't stack. However, there are things where if you had, say for instance, uncanny dodge from the rogue, that just halves the damage taken. It doesn't give you resistance.
Oh, okay. I see what they were going for, but it's really just not executed properly.
Yeah. The thing is, the problem with this build is as a character, as a dungeon master, if I'm looking at this build, they also have the thing where when a creature hits you with an attack, you gain a +4 bonus to AC against all subsequent attacks made by that creature for the rest of the turn, which is decent. So that would bump you up to a 17, but that's still only a 17 AC. And as a level 20 character,
that should be the minimum.
The Demogorgon has +14 to hit. It will hit you unless it has only a 15% chance of, no, a 10% chance of missing you. Your AC is very low, so you can be removed. Despite the fact you have resistance to all damage except psychic, you're not gonna have a lot of health, so you're gonna be able to be removed quite easily.
And the fact that your int mod is so low, that means that in the cases of things where you have to save against psychic damage, you're not going to be doing so well, even with your +5. I was thinking 3. I'm sorry, Anime Brad. I know you tried, but it's.
Yeah. I feel like what you should have done is you should have committed a little harder to the damage mitigation thing. I think.
And it's the Fighter 2 is there for reasons.
Yeah.
Action Surge isn't going to really help you much with defense.
Yeah, and you're not.
So you could have put more of those into Barbarian and gotten either more health, and I believe you get an extra class feature at level 6.
I feel like you'd be much better serviced by popping those ranger levels into Rogue and getting an uncanny dodge and evasion.
Or popping them into Wizard or Sorcerer and giving yourself shield. because it'll give you +5 against all attacks.
Yeah, I don't think they have the ASIs for that though.
They have it for Sorcerer. They have high charisma.
That's true. They could get charisma. 3 out of 10. It's almost there, but there's definitely a lot of work that you need to do to make this function.
Definitely need some tweaks.
All right, next build. Harley HDM 911. We have total level 20, class fighter 2, and abjuration wizard 18. Mark of warding dwarf. Strength 15, dex 10, con 14, int 16, wisdom 8, charisma 8, eldritch adept, armor of shadows. Armor of shadows just gives you free mage armor, right?
Yeah, but you can't use mage armor if you're wearing armor.
Yeah.
And if you're using heavy armor, it's already going to be better than mage armor, even at the worst level of heavy armor.
Yeah. Round 1, cast Armor of Agathis at 9th level actions, and at 9th level action surge to cast Fire Shield. Run in, paint as a large target on yourself as you can, and go to the middle of the melee combatants. Every hit you take, receive 3 less damage from Heavy Armor Master, and soak the damage through your Arcane Ward. Each hit triggers Armor of Agathis and Fire Shield Cold, which because of Elemental Adept, unless they are immune to cold damage, they take between...
Don't get me wrong, wizards can make themselves pretty tanky. And with the combination of Arcane Ward, Armor of Agathis, that's like what? 18 plus 3, 21. You have 66 extra health that you're hiding behind. 20th level, that's not that much, and you already had to use a 9th level spell slot to be able to even get that. So
keep in mind, you're going to be facing 9th level threats. The Goristro from the monster manual with its charge attack can easily deal 84 damage in a single hit.
Oh yeah, easily. That's not even a question.
Yeah,
but
you fought that on Monday.
Yeah.
It nearly
on Twitch.tv/Offbeat Outlaw. 7C6 idiots.
Wow, I wonder how I know that.
but seriously though, it's just like, as a wizard, I understand that wizards can make themselves tankier than they ought to be, but that doesn't make them tanks. And that's something that I feel like a wizard is the last person who should be running into the middle of combat and saying, "Oh, hit me."
This build would absolutely demolish low-level characters. However, you're level 20. You're not going up against low levels. You're going up against high-level threats.
It's an interesting, like, if this was like, if you had like your BBG and this was like when your players are low level and this is when they first encounter, and he just kind of stands there menacingly as they all attack him and they all knock themselves out just due to their massive that'd be interesting as a story concept, but you definitely have to give him different abilities later on when they fight him again, or else he's gonna get stopped.
Also, he's a wizard and he has low intelligence and he has low mental stats. If he gets taken,
his wisdom, he's gonna get held so fast.
And or he's
held, dominated, all of those.
Oh, imagine that. Now imagine this character flipped back around, get dominated by another, get this character dominated, and then now your party has to face off against this character. This is way more effective against PCs than it is in actual campaign.
Props for that at the very least.
Yeah.
But as a player character build, it's you don't want to be charging into combat as a wizard. That's just the name of the game.
Honestly, and kind of a weak use of action surge. Like,
I mean, it did what they wanted it to. They got both of their cold things out.
You do deal a sizable chunk of damage, of cold damage, every time someone hits you, which is respectable.
That only scales with the amount of times you can actually get hit, because the damage from Armor of Agathis only lasts as long as you have temporary hit points.
One Goristro Impale. As a level 20 character, it's interesting, but it falls short.
I give it a 6 just due to the fact that it has very interesting NPC potential.
As an NPC, I like it. And I like how it's a Thorns build. Like, there's not really any Thorns build in 5. There's not really, it's really hard to make a Thorns build in 5e, so props for doing that. Yeah, 6 out of 10. You accomplished what you were trying to do. It's just, I don't really like it.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes. Next build! Gaming Knight. Zunkong the Pale. 100% Wizard Grim Reaper. Hobgoblin. Stats. Strength 16, Dex 14, Con 14, Intelligence 16, Wisdom 12, Charisma 8. Weird stat distribution with Natasha's hobgoblin thing. That's why I was confused, but you know what? It checks out. It checks out. ASI distribution, moderately armored. Necromancer was made, summon demons and devils to break heads and bash them to servitude. Start with proficiency in 2 martial weapons and light armor. Battle axe and great axe you'll find will be your size. Hobgoblins, 1 rest. Ability to add
+0, 2 +5.
Any roll you fail so long as allies are within 30 feet. Get the 2 feet above and you got some beef AC when you need a chair on top is level 1. Battle axe is 10 GP. This is a level 20 wizard.
Honestly, as far as power builds go, there's very few things that can actually beat a level 20 wizard.
Yes, but still a level 20 wizard. I don't know, 3 out of 10.
1 level in fighter and then 19 wizard. No, don't do that. Why take 1 level in fighter?
Yeah,
what are you doing that for?
Yeah, that just seems like that's an absolute waste. Take 2 or nothing. 2 or nothing.
What does 1 level in fighter get you? What, a fighting style?
A fighting
second
style
wind?
and second wind. That's it.
Like at level 20, 10 HP, it'll bring you back from the dead, but you can't use second wind when you're incapacitated.
Yeah.
So it's a wizard out of 10 for me.
Wizard out of 10 for me. Next build, Halson Duk Dexa.
Oh, this one's proper. I like the ones that are formatted nicely. Makes it so much easier to read.
I do like good formatting. All right, Warlock Hexblade, Fighter 2, Sorcerer Draconic, Spell Sniper. So meta magic to double cast Eldritch Blast. That would use your bonus action.
Wait. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no. Quicken spell. I was about to say what?
Action surge to double our damage. No, that gives you another action. So you'd increase your damage by 1/3. So this would be 12d10 plus 132. So this one gets 4 less attacks in a turn. But for some reason, you've given yourself 16 attacks.
Well, yeah, that's because they thought action surge would give them
their bonus action back.
Common misconception.
Yeah, but it doesn't. They made a mistake.
I mean, the mistake has already got to dock them some points. And this is a personal thing. Like, if you already have 600 feet of range, you don't need distance spells.
Yeah.
Like, when are you going to be? Where are you in combat if you're 600 feet away and initiative has been declared? You know, what are your allies going to do?
Yeah. Are you busy having a cinnamon roll while they're busy fighting Cthulhu? Is that the plan?
And you're out of range. Like, if you have any sort of buffs or for some reason you get flanked 600 feet back. As your dungeon master will be want to do if you're pulling this. Your allies aren't going to be able to reach you in time.
You're 600 feet away. They got even a monk using their action, bonus action, and movement. Well, they can only move.
It'll still take them more than 1 turn to get to you. And that's
4 turns. 4 turns with 4 key points spent to dash back to you. With haste, it would still take them 2 turns. Why are you 600 feet away? What are you doing?
Like, sniper builds are only good, they're good in concept, but like if you're actually in the battle, you don't want to be any more than 100 feet away from any of your teammates.
Also, just like as a gameplay thing, how often?
Like, God forbid you're playing this on an actual tabletop.
Yeah,
and you're 600 feet away. Just way back in there. Sniper builds are weird because, like, I get it. You're far enough away that they can't hit you, but you're also it's really comes down to, unless your party is all capable of dealing damage from this distance, you're kind of gonna be in a position where you're playing your own game while the rest.
So due to the mistake in your damage calc and your hubris for thinking you could make a build that's better than mine. How dare you? And the fact,
when did they say that?
They implied it. I know what I know.
When you know, you know.
You know, sometimes we just know. I don't know, I think it's like a 4 out of 10. I mean, they do have Pact of the Chain, which allows them to communicate with their familiar from the sky. But why do you need distance spell? Why do you need to be 12,000 feet away?
1,200.
1,200. Still, it's too far.
That's like, wait, no, it's not. It's not anywhere close to a mile. It's like 1/5 of a mile.
It's like 400 meters away.
Yeah, a mile's like 1.6 kilometers.
Yeah, it's 1/3 of a mile.
0.37 kilometers. That's 370 meters away. That is so far.
Why are you that far away? Get back here. I think it's like a 4 out of 10. You agree?
Yeah, get closer.
All right, next build. Wolf Bat. Not my active build, but what I could have gone for.
Sure.
Okay. First round nuke. Bugbear Assassin 17, Gloomstalker 3, Alert Feat.
Don't assassins get their assassinate ability at level 3? So the extra attack you get from Gloomstalker is just going to be like a D8 plus a D8, so 2D8.
Yeah.
If you're using a bow, that is.
93 damage, and then if they fail the con save, that'd be 186 damage.
That's pretty decent, but I mean, if you're going for if they're a surprise, this is absolutely the first round of combat. So like, especially if you're dealing that much damage in one hit, your DM is probably just gonna say, yeah, no. Either that or it's just some poor schmuck who's just gonna get absolutely annihilated.
Fuck you, commoner! I don't know, 186, this sounds like a lot, right? In these ideal situations, I've made a first round nuke build that could do over 800. So for first round nukes, we're not looking at damage, but like, this is low damage for a first round nuke. This is average. You know, this is basically just an assassin rogue with
and it
ranger.
also requires them to fail a save, which is unreliable.
Whereas my first round my nuclear paladin build could do over 800 damage in a single turn.
It just needs to hit.
Yeah, it just needs to hit.
I don't think there's any
attacks.
saves involved.
No saves. For a first round nuke, it's a quarter of the damage that I would be expecting from a first round nuke power build. One of the best things about being a rogue is that you can do a decent amount of damage in a single hit without expending a resource. But after doing all of this,
that's it. You're done. You're back to like what? 96 on a surprise attack? If you're able to hide?
Yeah, like, or if there's an ally within a few feet, so that's like 40 damage.
To be fair, it does say first round nuke, so like they're not trying to pretend that they're doing anything beyond the first round.
Yeah, it's just a shame that it's not any better. I don't know.
If target is still up, no need to burn disengages. You are still 10 feet away. I mean, if you're using this against anything that matters, the target will definitely still be up.
Yeah, they'll still be up, and also, unless you're using a magical weapon, they will have resisted a good chunk of that damage as well.
If you're going for a first round nuke, whatever you're hitting had better be dead. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I think we should give it for, I want to give it 1/4 out of 10.
It's not that bad.
It's a quarter because it does a quarter of much damage as my build.
Well, I mean, like, if we're gonna go, we'll give it a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
4 for it doing a 4 for the damage.
Probably have time for one more. Death Knight, Oathbreaker 6, Death Cleric 14, Custom Lineage, Tough Feat.
Custom Lineage. I don't think we've seen any of those so far.
No, at least not today.
Oathbreaker, Death Cleric.
High level smites with Great Weapon Master, and combined that with a Death Cleric's Channel Divinity and Divine Strikes to hit an opponent hard. 2d6 plus 2d8 plus 5d8 plus 48 damage.
Death Cleric's Channel Divinity? What does that do? Oh, Touch of Death allows them to deal damage equal to 5 plus twice their level in twice his or her cleric level. Okay, that's probably where the 48 flat damage is coming from. Actually, could they do it twice within the same turn? Can you use Channel Divinity more than once if you have more?
Yeah, well, it depends on how the Channel Divinity works. This one, just when you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can use your Channel Divinity. So you can use this twice.
Wait, so that means that they could hit them. You could use Great Weapon Master for both hit. Oh wait, hold on. This is just calculating the damage of one hit.
That would be in one action 174 damage, which is nearly as much as the first round nuke from the build above.
That's so funny. And it doesn't require crits or the surprise condition.
Exactly. This is already a better first round nuke.
Man, that just made, you know, I almost want to retroactively lower the grade.
I think we should. I think the 1/4 out of 10 is worthwhile now. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad build. 174 in a burst is really good.
And you still get access to, like, and this is just, you're using Channel Divinity, so you haven't even really touched your
spell slots.
Yeah, like, aside from like the smites.
You are I believe a 17th level caster at this point because of your paladin levels.
Oh yeah. So you have access to 9th level spell slots.
Like, this build is simple, but it works.
Yeah.
It works really well. Death Cleric is a good option. Grave Domain Cleric would have been the worst option because of just how the damage multiplier is only per hit. Whereas this one is just like a flat increase, which you can do twice. This is a really solid burst damage build. And on top of that, after you're done doing your melee business, you can just fall to the back lines and be a cleric with 9th level spell slots.
I think they said it themselves, like you can combine this with Spirit Guardians that like on top of dealing that damage, if anybody tries to get in, they're just gonna get shredded up as well.
Yeah, and they're an Oathbreaker paladin, and I'm personally not a huge fan of Oathbreaker.
Very
I think this is good. I like it. It's not a 10 out of 10 because it's not doing anything crazy, but due to its consistency and the fact that it really can, it can just do all of this. Like,
yeah, and it gets all that back on, because I believe Channel Divinities come back on a short rest. So
I don't know for sure, and I'm too lazy to check.
I can check.
All right.
Yeah, short or long rest. So yeah, they can one short rest, and they can do all of this all over again.
Like, that's
and you get around 2 short rests per day.
So that you can do 174 damage as your opening turn 3 times a day.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. It's a solid build. I like it. I don't think it's anything. It's not crazy. It's not doing insane damage. It's not a plus 60 persuasion, but it is neat. Oh, that is all the time I have for today. So thank you so much for watching this video. Just a reminder, if you're a patron, you got to see this video 24 hours early. If you're not a patron, get fucked. Well, you're seeing this now, and that's what counts. So if you would like to submit your own power builds, please head to the Discord. Link is in the description. Please read the channel rules, read the rules of the Discord, and then find Power Build Fan Submissions. That is where you can submit your power builds if you think you can show up all of these schmucks.
I realized that we definitely are par for the course. We had one good build, and the rest
are trash. Wow, we did it, Reddit.
At least we got one, and it was the last one.
It was the last, so we really had to make them wait. If you like this video, like and subscribe, bing the bell, tell all of your friends. Check out the Twitch stream if you twitch.tv/Offbeat Outlaw. Check out Ballad Boi, twitch.tv/Balladboi. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.